Hello everyone in the Secrets of Sleep Baby and Toddler Sleep Help Group. My name is your host and I am a pediatric sleep consultant. I wanted to talk today about why are some babies good sleepers and other babies bad sleepers. And one thing I really want to bust the myth of is that it's just random. Okay, so here, let's get into this. So whether you have a good sleeping baby or a bad sleeping baby, okay? I posted something earlier this week that was I believe that your baby could be a good sleeper. Do you believe it? The reason why I'm doing this is just to drop some conversation, like let's talk about it. And the reason why is because it's actually not random why your baby is having troubles with sleep, okay? It's not random. There are reasons for it. For every single baby who has trouble with sleep, it is not random, okay? There's very good reason for it. And most of the time, it's all habit-based. So often I post things, people say things like, well, my baby wakes up in the night, my baby is hungry, so I feed my baby. And I'm like, oh, how old's your baby? And they're like, 1 year old. I'm like, your baby's not actually hungry in the night. And they go, yes, my baby is hungry. That's why my baby wants milk. Here's the thing. I want to help educate families, okay? I'm a pediatric sleep consultant. I work with so many families. I have a 3 weeks to better sleep program where families come, I teach them about pediatric sleep, we make a plan, we make changes to our habits, and in the end, babies can sleep through the night, okay? Same with naps. Families that have babies that have 30-minute cat naps, I'll have people say to me, like, no matter what, like, there is absolutely no way that my baby can take a 2-hour long nap. And I'm like, I totally think that your baby can take a 2-hour long nap and sleep through the night. And then people say to me, but I've never seen that. I've never seen my baby ever take a long nap in their entire life, okay? Or, my baby has only ever woken up every couple of hours. I really don't think that they can sleep through the night. I'm really sure that they're hungry. So here's the thing. From my experience of working with many families every single month, families that, have babies that are waking up frequently in the night, taking really short naps, they come, they join the 3 weeks better sleep program, and they have babies that take really long naps after and sleep through the night. And I'm not making this up. This is the truth. And the reason why is because there's habits in place that are interfering with your baby's ability to sleep really well. Okay? It's not random. It seems random. Some families can rock their baby to sleep and their baby sleeps okay, and so that gives the impression that like, well, it's just random. She rocks her baby to sleep, I rock my baby to sleep. Some babies are just good sleepers and some are not. Here's the truth, okay? Things like rocking our baby to sleep, breastfeeding our baby to sleep. These things interfere with your baby's ability to connect sleep cycles. So when they wake up in the light points in their sleep, they then cannot get back to sleep, right? Because they really feel like, no, where's that thing I need every single time I fall back asleep, right? Where's the boob, right? As soon as they're waking up, they need that thing. They need it to get back to sleep. They know that, okay? Some babies can have a habit in place, such as rocking, feeding, whatever, and it can be okay. It can be not that bad, so that's the thing. I think it almost ruins it kind of in a sense for everyone of like, I rock my baby to sleep and my baby sleeps through the night. It's one of those things of like, great, right? Like, I'm so happy for you that you rock your baby to sleep and your baby manages to be a pretty good sleeper, right? But I can also tell you that it's not random because it's like there's things that interfere with sleep. And so for some babies, maybe they'll have that habit and it's not going to affect them too much. But then if your baby is waking up every 2-3 hours and you have the habit in place of rocking your baby to sleep, feeding your baby to sleep, having a soother that needs to be replaced, it can be padding, it can be lots and lots of different things. But if you have that habit in place and your little one is waking up frequently in the night, then there's a reason for it. And that's the reason. There's a habit in place that is interfering with their ability to connect sleep cycles. This is not something that you have to just keep doing. It's something that I very highly recommend changing because it's not necessarily best for them to be waking up lots in the night. I know it sounds kind of crazy because they're the ones doing it, but it really is something that they're like, I can't get back to sleep, Mom. Like, you rock me to sleep every time, so, please rock me back to sleep now that I'm awake in the night, And it's not necessarily best for us when we're up in the night, right? So this is where my recommendation, now that we've established that it's not random, why some are good sleepers, some are bad sleepers, my recommendation is to make changes to the habits that are interfering with sleep. Okay? If you think it's random and that there's nothing that you can do, then you're probably just going to continue struggling with sleep, and it's going to go on and on and on. And this is what I don't want families to do. This is where I'm like, trust me a little bit on this one. I have families that come, they do a 3-week program, they have awesome sleepers after, because we know the biology that is working, that is behind why there are the wake-ups and those things. And we understand the psychology and where that takes into place too, right? Toddlers and bedtime battles, right? So much psychology involved, so much reason for why they're doing things that, again, we can change. Okay? So there's a reason why your little one struggles with sleep, and you can actually change it. It's not they're just hungry in the night at 1-year-old. It's one of those things that if you had a baby that legitimately did not eat all day long, which I've had a family like that, right? Baby didn't eat all day long. By eating, I'm saying literally nothing, wouldn't eat, wouldn't drink anything other than water. Then yeah, your baby probably is really hungry in the middle of the night at 1-year-old, right? But if you have a 6-month-old and older baby who is still waking up, let's say more than once in the night, that's totally not at all about hunger. And how do you know? The reason why is because I always feed babies in the night when we do our sleep training. You can always feed your baby in the night. There's nothing wrong with that because it's not about hunger. Feed your baby, but don't let them fall asleep on the breast, or don't let them fall asleep on the bottle. Now, if you go to feed your baby in the middle of the night and you're like, oh yeah, it's totally for hunger, and as soon as their eyes start to close on the bottle and you pull the bottle away and your baby throws, a protest, that's a really good hint that it's not at all about hunger. That is definitely a sleep association. It's something they really feel they need in order to fall asleep. They haven't learned how to fall asleep yet, and that's why they're waking up in the night, okay? So, my recommendation is to send me a DM. Let's get on a call. Let's talk about how you can get your little one to sleep through the night, take long naps, sleep in the morning, because those are things that are really important. Your babies need a lot of sleep, and so do you. And right now we have a Mother's Day sale on. Okay, so the Mother's Day sale is on until Monday, so the day after Mother's Day, and there are only 6 spots available. Okay, 6 spots available. I love to use gentle methods. You can always feed your baby in the night. You can always pick up your baby in the night. I offer a 3-week program. It gives you more time than, the average sleep consultant, which does more of a 2-week program. And the reason why is just because gentle methods take longer, right? It's like giving our little ones a longer time to learn a skill. We're going to do it really gradually, right? There's no reason why there has to be screaming and crying and it has to be terrible. Let's just, pick up our babies, snuggle our babies, but let's work on the habits around sleep. Let's put some boundaries in place when it comes to sleep, right? You don't have to wake up, every hour to breastfeed and, just because you need to suck on the breast, right? It's let's put some boundaries in place about how we go about it, okay? So I really recommend it. I would love to work with you, and I'm looking for those who really want to put in 3 weeks of hard work, okay? That's what I want to work with. Those are families that are just seeing such great success, and there are so many families that are, now just really enjoying their summer, right? Because they have babies that sleep through the night. They have long naps that, they can depend on this is nap time, and their baby's just going to sleep 2 hours, and they know when their baby's going to be awake, and their baby's going to be happy, and they can go and enjoy. Okay, so if that's you, I would love to hear from you. All right, everyone. I hope you have a great day. Bye.